Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
Erusea only has 5 IRBM silos in total. Therefore, the enemy's made a number of fake silos to try and throw our bombers off the scent.
Did you say fake?
They're painted to look like the real thing from the sky. Can't tell the difference.
It's the wing of that LRSSG that brought down that Arsenal bird. We've got the bombs. You do the terminal guidance.
In order to use the targeting pods, you'll need to change weapons first. Try to align the missile silo with the circle in the center of your HUD. When you're lined up, hit the firing switch and the bomb will drop. You're gonna need to keep the silo aligned until the bomb hits. The enemy set up anti-air weapons in multiple locations.
We need to work together to take them down.
Keep the targeting pod trained on that silo until the payload is delivered. The bomb was off its mark. Target is still standing. Dropping another bunker buster will take some time. Aim carefully. Trigger, bomb has been dropped.
Bunker buster hit its mark. Time for fireworks.
Destruction of first missile silo confirmed.
The IRBM is aimed at European garrison. Soldiers' lives are at stake. We have no time.
It completely lost it. You can bet on it.
Let's end this madness. The size of the missile launched from the silo is off the chart.
Let's do this.
Strider 1, we have coordinates. Firing the bunker buster.
Missile.
Strider 1, watch your tail.
Missile.
Warning, enemy has a bead on you.
Missile.
Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
Target destroyed. Missile silo destroyed. That makes 2. No launch signs yet.
We might be able to pull this off. Let's keep it up and get the rest of these silos.
Picking up an enemy squadron. It must be the reinforcements they called in. They don't appear to be going after our bomber. Take them out if they interfere with our mission.
Box 2. This is a serious mission. Was it Wiseman who gave Strider 2 a count? The formation changes every mission. I'm sure he has a reason for it. I'll believe that when I see it. I'm just glad he won't be there to chew my ear off.
Trigger, bomb has been dropped. Target eliminated.
This is nothing compared to what we faced in the last mission. Hit, but it was off the mark. Let's give him another.
The warhead should be exposed. Stand up and we will fight.
Missile.
Take your pick.
Missile. Pull up.
Enemy has a lock on me.
Caution. Missile.
Bandit on your 6.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Bandit has a lock.
Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
Missile.
Get away from that missile!
Missile. Missile.
Missile silo destroyed.
Missile.
Where do we look next? The sky feels open and free today. As a Cyclops, I felt like a bird in a cage. Once this mission's over, I guess we'll be back under the company commander's thumb again. What a pain in the ass.
Caution. Pull up. Missile. 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 Missile.
Hostile has a lock.
Strider 1, we have coordinates. Firing the bunker buster. That was a fake. No structures visible.
Missile.
Grant here. I'm in the clouds. No visual on enemy.
Missile.
Missile! Invade!
Missile.
That bandit is still on your back!
Missile. Missile.
Dodge!
Missile. Missile.
Enemy on your tail. Watch out!
5 minutes remaining.
Watch two.
To all aircraft, do you copy? I repeat, do not let them destroy the silo!
Missile. Missile.
Breaking! I need to get away! Breaking!
Missile. Missile.
Caution! Enemy has a lock!
Trigger, the bomb has been dropped.
Missile.
Strider 2, look out behind you!
Attacking from behind my target. Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
Target destroyed.
All that's left is the IRBM.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, missile inbound.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Missile fire. Evading.
Missile.
Graham 2, locked on target. Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
Shaking off
Hit.
enemy
Target destroyed.
Protect as many of them. The fewer there are, the harder they are to find. Good luck.
Missile.
There's only one silo remaining.
Missile.
I'm like a wolf that's been let off its leash. These guys won't know what hit 'em. I thought you were a bird free from its cage.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Trigger, the bomb has been dropped.
Alert. Missile. Missile.
Missile away, full way on.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, break!
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, we have coordinates. Firing the bunker buster.
Bomb. There's nothing but a big cloud of dirt. That silo must have been a decoy.
Missile.
3 minutes remaining.
Missile.
Strider 1, enemy behind you.
Missile.
Don't get too cocky. Take out the fighters if they get in the way.
Strider 4, evade!
Missile.
Breaking to escape lock.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Bunker
Missile.
buster away.
Caution. Missile.
Missile, evade!
Missile. Missile.
Must have been a decoy. No
Missile.
fire or explosions on the ground.
Missile. Missile.
On my enemy's tail.
Missile. Missile.
Bandit has a lock.
Missile.
Missile incoming, evade. Target acquired.
2 minutes remaining. The enemy's looking to engage. Watch your back.
Missile.
Target confirmed. Dropping the bomb now.
Strider 1, target destroyed. All missile silos have been destroyed.
Wait, what the hell is that?
Alert! We've detected an IRBM launch. Confirmed signature on our radar. Launch site is this dam.
Not from the silos?
They certainly hit it well. We still have a chance. Shoot it down before it reaches critical altitude. Missile away.
Missile.
Schminger, missile incoming!
Missile. 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 Missile.
Confirmed signature on our radar. Warning. Confirm another launch. Take it out.
Bandit behind you.
Bandit behind you, caution!
Missile. Missile.
Missile.
Missile.
Evading.
Punch
Missile.
2!
Missile.
I bet that one hurt.
Missile. Missile.
New hostiles. All aircraft confirmed. Additional launch confirmed.
Incoming!
Target is hit. The target will soon reach critical altitude.
Rider 1, hostile, there's a lock. Enemy on my tail.
Bandit in my sight.
Behind the enemy.
Enemy missile cruising. Breaking.
Missile away. Target will soon reach critical altitude. All of the missiles have been destroyed.
I was cutting it pretty close. I was starting to get a little nervous.
You're telling me you had us sweating up here. There wasn't even anything we could do about it. Glad we were partnered with you on this operation.
That went about as expected. Be sure to include in the report how much ass I kicked while off the company commander's leash. Roger that, and I'll be sure to include all the crap you said about Wiseman, too.
Arusia only has 5 IRBM silos in total. Therefore, the enemy's made a number of fake silos.
We have successfully prevented an enemy ballistic missile attack. Strider Squadron, you did very well without your unit commander. We are now preparing for the final stage of our long-range operation, seizing the capital. With the loss of an arsenal bird followed by the destruction of their ballistic missile base, Erussia is running out of ways to counter. This is a great opportunity for the Osean army to bolster our power to eventually take down the Erusian capital of Farbanti. The special long-range strategy is entering its final phase. Our objective is to attack and capture the Erusian Air Force Base in Cape Rainy in northern Erusia. This important base is at the forefront of our strategy to establish control of Farbanti. Under the cover of night, our plan is that all squadrons will invade from the valley to the south and mount an air assault on the area. The enemy's observation field has eyes on the skies above the valley, so your altitude will need to be restricted. If you go over a certain altitude, the enemy could spot you, ending the mission in failure. Keep that in mind. Once you arrive, you are to take out the enemy's air defense forces as soon as possible and prepare for the support squadrons. When the air defense forces are neutralized, the helicopter squadron should arrive carrying Marines. The plan is to take control of the base. Getting through the valley is only half the job.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
Beginning nighttime aerial refueling process. Be careful of reduced visibility. 1,500 meters to tanker. Bank left. Trigger, maintain your current approach. Too fast. Lower airspeed. Excellent work, Trigger. Refueling initiated. Maintain your current position.
Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1. No weapons until you reach the enemy base. All aircraft, reduce altitude. We have altitude restrictions from here on out. Keep altitude below 600 meters. Good. Maintain your current course.
Searchlight up ahead. Watch for it.
Caution alert.
Stay out of their sight.
Caution alert. Caution
Strider,
alert.
NASA's is too high. Our current ETA matches yours. Catch them off guard. Can we secure the LZ quickly?
We'll get you down safe. I'm worried you're short on men.
Everyone here's already signed their wills.
That ain't funny.
Never was gonna be jokes. Okay, follow you in. Good luck.
Caution
Understood.
alert.
Strider 1, your altitude is a little high. Keep an eye on your altimeter. Strider 1, you've exceeded the altitude restriction. You most likely triggered the enemy's radar. We've lost the element of surprise. Strider 1, you have passed through waypoint 1. No weapons until you reach the enemy base. All aircraft, reduce altitude. We have altitude restrictions from here on out. Keep altitude below 600 meters. Good. Maintain your current course.
Searchlight up ahead. Watch for it.
Stay out of their sight.
Pull up.
Strider, NASA's 1. Our current ETA matches yours. Catch them off guard. Can we secure the LZ quickly?
We'll get you down safe. I'm worried you're short on men.
Caution. Pull up.
Everyone here's already signed their wills.
That ain't funny.
Never was gonna be jokes. Okay, follow you in. Good luck.
Understood. Strider 1, you've passed through waypoint 2. The valley's about to get narrower. Be careful.
Caution. Pull up.
When can we take on the final mission? I'm starting to get tired of all this.
This is the last step, Count. We'll take the enemy base and use it as a bridgehead.
Watch yourselves out there.
Pull up.
We're going to need all of you in for our bounty. Without Wiseman here, everybody wants to give orders like they're the company commander himself. The best thing about Strider Squadron is that our leader keeps his mouth shut.
Caution. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution.
Watch your speed.
Caution. Caution. Pull up.
You've passed waypoint 3. You're coming up on the base, opposing radio silence. We won't be able to talk again until you're over the base. Continue to keep an eye on your altitude. There are plenty of dark spots that can sneak up on you.
Caution. Pull up. Caution. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Pull up. Caution alert. Caution.
You just passed through waypoint 4. Radio silence has been lifted. You're almost at the base.
We made it. That was quite the roller coaster ride.
Caution.
Visual confirmation on the airbase. Reach destination.
Commence the attack. It's time for their wake-up call. The longer it takes, the worse off we'll be. Hurry up. Finish them off.
All right, let's give them a beating.
Target hit.
Strider 1, watch your tail.
Enemies are attacking! Where did they come from? Friendly lost.
Pull up. Caution.
Fire up the searchlights! I can't see where the enemies are coming from!
It looks like the enemy's air defenses are online. Yes, they finally decided to wake up. Keep up the attack. The sooner we finish this thing, the better.
Pull up.
This is Asmus 1. Flying in the air. Landing down.
Roger that. If the enemy is still present in large numbers when our ground forces arrive, the mission will be a failure. Go help our allies.
Be quick. Gotta move on time. Beats is free.
Jokes haven't gotten any better.
Missile.
Strider 1 crashed.
Visual confirmation on the airbase. Reach destination.
Commence the attack. It's time for their wake-up call. The longer it takes, the worse off we'll be. Hurry up. Finish them off.
All right, let's give them a beating.
Missile away.
Target is eliminated.
Target acquired. Missile hit. Target is
Enemies are attacking! Where the hell did they come from? Fire up the searchlights! I can't see where the enemies are coming from!
Looks like the enemy's air defenses are online. Yes, they finally decided to wake up.
Missile.
Keep up the attack. The sooner we finish this thing, the better.
Missile.
Strider 1, watch your
This is
tail.
Asmus 1. Flying in the air.
Missile.
Landing down.
Roger that. If the enemy is still present in large numbers when our ground forces arrive, the mission will be a failure. Go help our allies.
Be quick. Gotta move on time. Beats is free.
Your jokes haven't gotten any better.
Strider 1, Fox 2. Target hit.
Forecaster. Hostiles are still near the LZ. Can't make our approach.
Multiple helicopters spotted. Do you have a visual on them? Strider 1, I need you to take out those enemies in the LZ.
Locked on bandit.
Missile.
Strider 1, missile inbound.
Target is in machine gun range. Okay, that takes care of all the sand sites.
Missile.
Good.
We need to immediately destroy anything that'll jeopardize the landing.
That's the last of our anti-air guns. They've all been taken out.
Missile. Missile.
Enemy got
staff in danger.
Missile inbound! Evade! You've got the touch!
Missile.
Trigger! Missile incoming!
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Basilisk 1, landing now. Trust your allies and keep moving. This base is ours for the taking.
Hostile bomber destroyed.
Wait the base, Commander! What are you waiting for? Ahead, but still fighting. Enemy sighted. We've engaged the enemy reinforcements. Requesting immediate close air support.
Copy that. We'll send some your way.
Pizza guy's in trouble. Let's help him out.
It's all right. Those two Osean big shots will take care of them for us.
Strider Squadron, do it quickly, or we'll lose the element of surprise.
Air support is on its way.
Locked on. This one's a goner.
Target eliminated. Great work.
Okay, that attack just took out the enemies on the front line. The way ahead is cleared up. We have our thanks.
Give me a damage report. We've suffered heavy losses. This is more than a surprise attack.
Picking up an enemy squadron. It must be the reinforcements they called in.
Confirmed at least one leader. It's the one with the 3 scratches.
Strider 3, box 2.
Bandit acquired. Firing.
Emergency! The enemy reinforcements! They're stopping us! We can't do anything about their air power. We need support.
Breaking up. Breaking.
We've still got 3 enemy fighters left. It's not over yet.
I don't know what these guys hope to accomplish, but happy to have them.
2 remaining. Target acquired.
Missile.
1 last enemy fighter.
Missile.
Ambush, stay cool. Reform the ranks. Lancaster, requesting close air support.
Strider Squadron, enemy reinforcements. Get some goddamn support there now.
Enemy numbers are small. Don't give in. Fight until the very end.
That takes care of that. Nice work. We did it.
Missile.
That's the last of them. We've achieved air superiority. This is 2-2. We're stuck. We won't be able to capture the base at this rate.
Put your heads down. 3 strikes will take care of the enemy.
Gotcha, pal.
Missile launched. Vehicle eliminated. Target eliminated. Target acquired.
Box 2.
That's it. We take out those 2. Force our way inside the facility.
Target's destruction confirmed. That air support was right on the money.
Pushing the enemy on their heels.
Okay, start running on the count of 3.
Great. I get to finally send my movies in to ring the doorbell.
There's still quite a few enemies holed up in there. However, we can't afford to wait any longer. Begin the assault. If anyone resists, kill them. Contact! 2 o'clock! Go! Go! Fire!
Come on. Tear down that barricade.
How'd it go?
This is Basilisk 1. The base is ours. We have control of all major functions.
Glad the pizza was on time.
Roger that, Basilisk 1. Mission accomplished.
All prisoners of war will be treated in accordance with international law. We've even brought pizza.
Looks like they can shred those wills.
I'm already getting an earful from the men over the needless paperwork.
No joke.
Okay, go ahead and begin your approach. Move to the flight control.
Roger that.
Strider 1, this is Basilisk. The runway is clear. You have permission to land. The party is on as soon as you get here. Reduce your speed. 3,000 meters to the runway. 1,500 meters to the runway. You are right on course. Maintain current heading. Lower your nose. You're too high. You're past the guidance limit. Make a visual landing. Right on the money, Strider 1. Strider 1 has landed. Let's go and greet him.
Strider 1, you have passed.
Excellent work on the night raid. Submarines have arrived from the Ocean mainland and are refueling. This base will serve as a frontline platform for our mission to take Farbanti. We're almost at the end of this operation.
Mihai's second sortie was designed to calculate how his physiology changed under the stress of combat. My job was to compare his performance as a pilot now to when he was younger and understand how his skills evolved. To tell you the truth, I'm not sure I wanted to know the answers anymore. For a man his age, Mihai's body was unbelievably resilient, remarkably flexible. His reflexes were as sharp as they ever were. Still, after all those years of flying in the outer layers of the atmosphere, even someone as strong as Mihai wasn't immune to the effects of the strain. The human body is fragile. It was not meant to handle the excessive amounts of radiation that constantly bombarded the stratosphere. For Mihai's second sortie, we used a flight suit that was still untested. He seemed fine on takeoff, but by the time he landed back at the base, he was clearly a mess. He got caught in a surprise dogfight with an especially stubborn enemy. It took a while for Mihai to bring him down.
Suspend mission.
The suit was ineffective. According to the data, it wouldn't let him fly to his full potential. A new flight suit was made to my exact specifications. When it finally arrived, Mihai's granddaughters glared at me with their disapproval. They blamed me for the pain their grandfather had to keep enduring. But Mihai remained stoic. He wasn't the type of man who cared about anything that happened here on the ground. I wasn't worried about it. I was confident the new suit would protect him thoroughly so that he could maneuver his plane any way he wanted. The moment he took off in his new flight suit, I realized what I had failed to before. Right after takeoff, as the wheels retracted, the plane suddenly arced up. It accelerated so quickly. I had never seen a plane move like that before. Mihai hit the high G's multiple times before disappearing into the blue. The support team couldn't even keep up. And then I knew. I understood why he never seemed to care about restoring his stolen country back to its former glory, and why he didn't seem to care about anything that happened here on the ground. Of course, Mihai's kingdom was the sky.
The operation to capture Erusia's capital, Farbanti, is beginning. This is the culmination of our work. We need to capture the Erusian forces' general headquarters in the south of Farbanti and end this war. The plan is for ground troops to attack Farbanti from both the east and north, and a task fleet will attack from the southwest. We will secure air superiority over the capital, while providing air support for our allies on the ground and in the water as required. By all accounts, we expect this to be an intense, full-scale battle across land, sea, and air. Should you need to replenish your ammunition or make necessary repairs to your craft, a return line has been set up in the north. During this operation, we will also be tasked with having to destroy the communications satellites that Erusia hacked. If we take down the information communication system that we believe they have control over, it should plunge Erusia into chaos. Once the capital falls, the Erusian military will be isolated and thrown into chaos, making it easier for us to end the war. However, that can't happen until after the capital falls, so you guys are the stars of this battle. Erusia will fight like a tiger, but we cannot lose. We must seize the capital and end this war.
Strider Squadron, proceed to runway. Sortie ASAP.
Our troops have engaged at Farbanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and the submerged area. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war. It's time. Commence the operation. Our friends are waiting.
Lately, as your company commander, I felt some of you young bucks coming after my championship belt. Really putting the pressure on me. So I think I'm gonna go out there and run up the score a bit. Just to show you guys how it's done. I trust I can count on all you to keep up. Let's get out there, take care of business, come back in one piece.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, return line is to the north. Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone.
Made it. Count is back in the saddle as Cyclops 2. It's good to be flying with you again, partner.
Cute. Ah, it's real funny.
You should see the submerged area up ahead. Friendly warships have already begun the invasion. Things are about to get rough.
They're sending the squadron that defended Stonehenge.
Missile.
Are you sure about this?
Missile.
Yes, we have positive ID. Raise the threat level to maximum.
Missile.
Ships at your own discretion.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile.
Strider 1, missile!
Missile. Missile.
Target is in machine gun range.
Park's wide open. Nowhere to hide. And you're back. Where's 3 strike?
Strider 1, missile launched.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Who the hell they're aiming at my foot?
Bandit has a lock.
Here, 3 strikes. Let's shut down.
Target locked.
Enemy striking back with everything they got.
Missile away. Bon voyage. Strider 1, missile inbound. Special delivery. Keep attacking. Sink the enemy and it's over.
Fox 2. Keep sending the enemy forces to their watery graves.
Now, support team. 3 strikers overhead. Lady Luck now on our side.
Strider 4, missile. Shake it off.
See a crab with 3 strikes. Let me know.
It's a big maze.
Carelessness, pride, arrogance. Careful so they can turn the battle against us in a heartbeat. Don't be afraid. We're the ones driving the enemy back, not the other way around.
Target is in range of guns.
Cyclops 1, launching missile.
Target acquired.
Everyone's requesting backup. They'll take forever to get here.
Enemy backup inbound. Forces are heading for 2 separate combat zones. We need to split our forces into 2 and meet both threats at once.
Trigger, head for either area. Cyclops will take care of the other one.
Roger.
One wrong move out here and you're dead.
missile!
The harder the battle, the less likely it goes according to plan.
Okay, Trigger. The park is all yours. We'll deal with the other threat.
I'll show you all how it's done.
Send in more troops!
Missile away.
The rest of the team, I'm out.
Locked on, locked on. Our air support has stopped the enemy. Advance on the hospital. Careful. The ruins and sunken ship will make these waters shallow.
An enemy is behind you!
APC eliminated.
Attack this! I'm around! Y'all the only two right now. They shouldn't have mentioned 3 strikes during the briefing. If you sit there, the enemy will surround you!
The missile got through our APM. Shoot it.
Hold them! Don't let them through!
Special delivery.
We can't let the enemy take this position! Kill them all!
Missile launched.
Strider 1, break!
The enemy doesn't want us to establish a base here. That's why they fear our presence.
Target is eliminated.
Look at what's left of our force! Damn that 3 strikes!
Boy, am I glad 3 strikes is here.
Strider 1, Fox 3.
Missile! Evading! Shoot them all down!
Where did these guys come from? My job just got that much harder.
Fox 2. Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Roger, the park will be secured. You'll see big shots clear the way.
I have a feeling it has a lock.
HQ! We're falling back! We don't stand a chance against their air support!
Hold your ground.
Tank is destroyed. Enemy reinforcements on radar. Take them out.
Hostile forces moving near enemy HQ. We don't have enough units to hold them.
Hey, Commander, down!
Split up. The longer this drags on, the greater our losses.
Roger that.
I don't like the look of things. Check the port side. We need to regroup.
That area's all yours, Strider. We'll back up Helm Squadron to the submerged area. Dodge that missile!
Skull 4. The target is not hit.
We must show a result. Target shot down. Fox 3. Missile evaded.
This is the start. There are small boats hiding in the ruins. Take them out before they can approach the fleet.
The comms are full of requests for help from friendlies. Our occupation of Frabanti could be in jeopardy now.
Strider 1, enemy on your 6.
Hostile lock on you, Strider 1.
Strider 4, you have one on your tail!
Enemy dodged. Continuing attack.
We've lost half our men? What about the reinforcements?
Strider 1, missile away.
No use.
troops have engaged the Farbanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and the submerged area. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war. It's time. Commence the operation. Our friends are waiting.
Lately, as your company commander, I felt some of you young bucks coming after my championship belt. You're really putting the pressure on me. So I think I'm gonna go out there and run up the score a little bit. Just to show you guys how it's done. I trust I can count on all you to keep up. Let's get out there, take care of business, come back in one piece.
Our ground forces are now moving to capture Farbanti Reconstruction Park. They're already engaged with the enemy. It seems the enemy was fast to detect them. They could use some air support. Strider 1, return line is to the north. Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone.
Count is back in the saddle with Cyclops 2. It's good to be flying with you again, partner.
Shoot. Nah, it's real funny.
Our air support has stopped the enemy. Advance on the hospital. You know how many they've taken out. And you're back. Where's the strike?
Let's shoot!
Caution, enemy has a lock.
Now the enemy's already down. That LRSSC is really something.
On my target's back. Time to punch through.
Missile.
Hold them! Don't let them through!
Enemy missile detected. Evading.
Roger, the park will be secured. The Ocean Big Shot cleared away.
I know the feeling.
Tank is destroyed. Enemy backup inbound. Forces are heading from 2 separate combat zones. We need to split our forces in 2 and meet both threats at once.
Trigger, head for either area. Cyclops will take care of the other one.
Roger.
We're falling back! We don't stand a chance against their air support!
Hold your ground.
Missile.
Warning, bandit!
Strata 1, target acquired.
Okay, Trigger. Submerged area is all yours. We'll deal with the other threat.
Let's go. Shit.
Roger.
Missile away.
They got a lock on you, Strider 1.
Target in gun range.
Locked on bandit.
Keep sending the enemy forces to their watery graves. Target is hit.
Three strikes is overhead. Lady Luck now on our side.
Strata 1, locked on target.
Now, support team, open fire. If we could just land here, it would change the course of the battle considerably.
Locked on.
Vessel confirmed sunk.
We've lost 30% of our fleet. Don't you see anything difficult to complete our mission given these circumstances?
Strider 1 was shot down.
troops have engaged at Farbanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and the submerged area. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war. It's time. Commence the operation. Our friends are waiting.
Lately, as your company commander, I felt some of you young bucks coming after my championship belt. You're really putting the pressure on me. So I think I'm gonna go out there and run up the score a little bit. Just to show you guys how it's done. I trust I can count on all of you to keep up. Let's get out there, take care of business, come back in one piece.
Strider 1, the men below you are to secure the Silver Bridge, but they can't break enemy lines. We have aircraft in addition to you, but our numbers are less than ideal.
3 strikes in the sky. Too bad for those guys.
Strider 1, return line is to the north. Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone.
We need more air support. We can't hold the bridge much longer without it.
Call reinforcements! Damn it! Should have known it sooner!
Count is back in the saddle as Cyclops 2. It's good to be flying with you again, partner.
Cute. No, it's real funny.
It's no use! We have to retreat!
Star warning.
Enemy backup inbound. Forces are heading from 2 separate combat zones. We need to split our forces in 2 to meet both threats at once.
And for either area, Cyclops will take care of the other one.
Roger.
Watch that bandit!
Strider 1, missile away.
Strider 1, missile inbound!
I have him. Firing. Still in the fleet. This is Riker 1, evading missile. Forward. Keep your foot on the gas. Firing. Taking a look. Evading.
Cyclops 3, Fox 2.
Thank you. I need to evade him. Friendly down. Use your familiarity to beat back the enemy assault. Enemy vessel, fire! Enemy's definitely trying to stop our advance. Just be tougher than we thought. Break!
Target acquired.
Okay, Trigger. The submerged area is all yours. We'll deal with the other threat.
Let's go. Lucian.
Roger. Caution. Pull up.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
One wrong move out here and you're dead.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Snowbirds? Things have just gone from bad to worse. Focus on taking down those 2 planes. Do it now!
Keep sending the enemy forces to their watery graves.
Strider 1, break! Enemies in lock!
Missile.
Target acquired.
Catch him now.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Keep attacking! Sting the enemy and it's over!
Shot down Strider 1!
troops have engaged the Farbanti Reconstruction Park, Silver Bridge, and the submerged area. We need you to help our boys in those 3 locations. This'll end the war. It's time. Commence the operation. Our friends are waiting.
Lately, as your company commander, I felt some of you young bucks coming after my championship belt. You're really putting the pressure on me, so I think I'm gonna go out there and run up the score a little bit. Just to show you guys how it's done. I trust I can count on all of you to keep up. Let's get out there, take care of business, come back in one piece.
Strider 1, the men below you are to secure the Silver Bridge, but they can't break enemy lines. We have aircraft in addition to you, and our numbers are less than ideal.
3 strikes in the sky. Too bad for those guys.
Strider 1, return line is to the north. Head that way if you need to refuel. Good luck, everyone.
We need more air support. We can't hold still much longer without it.
Call reinforcements! Damn it! Should have known it sooner! It's no use! We have to retreat!
Enemy backup inbound. Forces are heading from 2 separate combat zones. We need to split our forces in 2 and meet both threats at once.
Behind you. Trigger, head for either area. Cyclops will take care of the other one.
Roger.
Scout is back in the saddle as Cyclops 2. It's good to be flying with you again, partner.
Stall warning.
Cute. No, it's real funny.
Target acquired.
Strider 1, missile closing. Evade.
Strider 1, missile away.
Hit on bandit confirmed. Strider 1, hostile has a lock.
Forward! Foot on the gas!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Missile away. Bon voyage.
Dodge! Enemy missile detected. Evading. Taking bandit.
Fox 3. You're low on special weapons. Missile evaded.
Fox 2. Dodge!
Missile.
Missile coming at me!
Okay, Trigger. The park is all yours. We'll deal with the other threat.
I'll show you all how it's done.
Missile away.
Missile.
Enemy missile detected!
They're after you, Strider 1.
Target is eliminated.
Breaking. Enemy has a lock.
Missile.
Strange, right? You know, I think we might be able to do something. Enemy missile! Fire! These guys just don't give up. They got a friendly!
Strider 4, Fox 2.
Our air support has stopped the enemy. Advance on the hospital!
Missile. Missile.
Target is in range of guns.
Where did these guys come from? My job just got that much harder.
Strider 1, AA gun destroyed.
Medics, into the engine. I need them back on the front lines ASAP.
Bandit sighted.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Missile.
Hit on the enemy. Take this position. Kill them all.
Missile.
Enemy's got a lock.
Missile.
Evading.
In gun range.
Low morale is our real issue right now.
Missile.
They shouldn't have sent you 3 strikes during the briefing.
Missile.
I don't like the look of things. They're relentless.
Strider 1, target radar. Take him out.
Hostile forces moving near enemy HQ. We don't have enough units to hold them.
Missile.
Split up. The longer this drags on, the greater our losses.
Roger that.
Attacking from behind my target.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
I've been spiked.
Our strategy is about to pay off.
Machine gun range.
HQ, we're falling back. We don't stand a chance against their air support.
Hold your ground.
Caution.
We've got flies buzzing around our head. Don't take your eyes off them. The balance is in our favor.
Eliminated.
Caution.
We're evenly matched. It'll be a grind.
Too many of them.
Maintain course to return for resupply.
Strider 1, this is Control Tower. Make your landing check. Too fast. Lower airspeed. Bank left. You're past the guidance limit. Make a visual landing. Strider 1, this is Control Tower. The runway is clear?
Reduced altitude. Right between the buildings.
Target acquired.
Pilots and soldiers are here to back us up. Focus on the enemies in front of you.
Missile.
That's this.
Missile.
They have me spiked. On my target's
Stall
back.
warning.
Time to punch through.
Stall warning.
Fox 3.
Don't let them any closer.
Now, support teams, open fire.
On you, Strider 1.
Fox 2.
Fire your next missile. Punch a giant hole in that enemy ship.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
That area's all yours, Strider. We'll back up the Helm Squadron at the submerged area.
Acquired.
Show them how OCS fights its battles.
Breaking! We need to invade!
We dodged it.
What about the reinforcements?
Missile.
Fox 2.
Missile. Missile.
Evading missile.
Sector 6, enemy chasing you. This is the start. There are small boats hiding in the ruins. Take them out before they can approach the fleet.
Missile.
Strider 1, missile.
Missile. Missile.
Missile away.
Missile.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
1, locked on target.
Enemy missile inbound. Evading.
Missile. Missile.
Battle conditions are changing constantly. I don't like it one bit.
Okay, lock and quiet. Firing.
Hit it!
Go one.
Graham 7, evading enemy missile.
5 minutes remaining.
Keep an eye on your radar. All it takes is one missile and your history.
Everything they got. We need that bridge to establish our position. Give those grounders all support they need. Eyeball to Ostrich. Take care of Niner Sierra for us. Roger. We'll provide good morning fire along with Stork. Our target is Niner Sierra. Prepare the first volley. Ready. Fire!
Missile.
Strider 1 has eliminated the target.
Backup is coming! The defense engage secure! Destroy the enemy in one way and defeat.
Eyeball. Give us a report. You overstood it. Thanks for the fire support. Roger. Drake 1. Fox 2. We need to reform our ranks.
Forward! We still have a chance at victory! It's much easier to defend once you've taken up attack positions. Enemy has a radar lock on me.
Did you really think that missile was gonna hit anything? Thanks to our air support, victory is within sight. Let's turn the remaining enemies into shark bait.
Our allies aren't advancing as we hoped. This isn't good. Trigger!
Hit the areas where the enemy forces are thickest. We've spotted enemy backup. Check your radars.
Copy. Trigger. It's about time we finished up here and helped other allies in trouble.
You don't need to try and target every enemy. Just keep your focus. Take one down, then move on to the next.
Steer clear of the sunken allied ships. Just how many did we lose?
I'll keep the enemy
The three strikes is back.
HQ, this is Squad 2. We've eliminated the enemy resistance. Squad 2 and 3 are making their way to HQ now.
Fox 2. Fox 2.
Bandit has a lock on me.
Your air support considerably weakened organized resistance from the Emergent Army. Operation nearly complete. Just need to see it through.
Understood.
Understood.
All right.
Understood.
Understood.
They are in
Understood.
the ones on Silver Bridge.
You have enough ships left for organized combat.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Dodge that missile.
Missile. Enemy's got lock. Missile.
Missile, evade!
Watch the plane with the three strikes. Are you sure? Is it really those pilots from Stonehenge?
seconds remaining. Strider 1, target destroyed.
Drive the enemy back. Take out these pets.
Missile. Missile.
Time to attack!
Vessel confirmed sunk.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Strider 1, locked on target.
Missile.
All aircraft, listen carefully. This is Lancaster. We have the upper hand. The enemy headquarters is almost ours. Operation to eliminate all enemy satellites also underway. All going according to plan. The end of the war is in sight. Think of something you'd like to eat, guys? Because I'm buying.
Roger that.
Man, don't jinx us.
Ah, you're right. New bogies. No, 5 Su-30s inbound.
It's Mr. X.
What's going on here? I don't believe it. We've just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
There they are. It's the snowbirds. The 2 leaders are at a different level. But don't underestimate the rest of them either.
Missile.
Mission proof to be fun. What do you mean? It's just like you say, the enemy has experienced fighters in their midst.
Missile. Missile.
Locked on.
Don't get too far ahead. Let's let yourselves make a strike. Locked on.
Missile.
Strider 1, enemy on your 6.
Missile. Missile.
Hang in there. This battle isn't over.
This ship is sunk. Single fighter coming back around.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage.
Enemy's got a lock.
Suit 5 is hit. Sorry, I gotta bail out.
Missile.
Missile away.
Strider 1 was shot down.
What's going on here? I don't believe it. We've just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
There they are. It's the snowbirds. The 2 leaders are at a different level. But don't underestimate the rest of them either.
Missile.
Mission proof to be fun.
Missile.
It's just like you say, the enemy has experienced fighters in their midst.
Missile. Missile.
Evaded.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
It's not bad. They're as good as report says. Although their teamwork is somewhat lacking.
Missile.
Strider 1, Fox 3.
This ship is sunk. Single fighter coming back around.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage.
I have a lock.
Missile.
Enemy's got a lock.
Target acquired.
Missile.
Warning! Missile in the air!
Missile. Missile.
I'm hit! Stay focused. We've still got a monster to slay. On my target's back. I'm punching.
Mr. X is eating through the Osean forces.
No, 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 no! Who are these guys?
Strider 1, enemy is locked on.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, Fox 3.
Missed.
Missile. Missile. Enemy on me!
They've got their flight envelopes nailed down. I have a lock. See where your plane is headed. Eject.
Missile.
Forgive me. Good luck.
Missile. Missile.
Strider 2,
Missile.
Fox 2.
You want a piece of me? You got it.
Missile did not connect.
Bandit fire missile. Even the escorts are seasoned.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Enemy has a marker me.
Target acquired.
Fox 2.
Strider 1 is going down!
What's going on here? I don't believe it. We just lost ship 3 and 4. We're taking heavy damage. It's like this monster is toying with us out there. We've got to do something.
LRSSG, we have an emergency order from Mission Command. Bring down Mr. X. I know it's a tall order, but HQ wouldn't ask if they didn't have faith in you.
There they are. It's the snowbirds. The 2 leaders are at a different level. But don't underestimate the rest of them either. Mission prep could be fun. What do you mean? It's just like you say. The enemy has experienced fighters in their midst. I have a lock.
Damn, his lackeys fly like champions.
I'm hit! Stay focused. You've still got a monster to slay.
One ship is sunk. Take fire, coming back around.
Don't let Mr. X run wild. Friendlies are suffering heavy damage. Target acquired.
Hostile has a lock.
Enemy has a marker me. Don't go out of my line. 2 or more on each target.
Target was not struck.
Bandit fire missile. Fox 2.
Where did that hit?
Shaking bandit.
Fox 3. Missile is closing. Strider 1, break.
Even the escorts are seasoned.
Missile headed for Cyclops 2.
Target hit.
Enemy has a radar lock on me. Locked on.
Taking evasive action. Bandit right behind you.
Wow, I'm sure he's human.
Mr. X is eating through the Osean forces.
No. Who are these guys?
Strider 1, missile away.
They dodged it. Strider 1, enemy is locked on.
What's this guy eating to fly like that? Cyclops 3, Fox 2.
Seymour, your plane is headed. Eject. Forgive me. Good luck. Fox 2.
Fox 3.
Excellent flight. Now down.
Ammunition zero.
This is Cyclops 3. I've been hit. I gotta eject. Fox 2.
Took him out 1 by 1. Cyclops 3 is bailed out safely. Don't worry. He's gonna make it.
Missile.
Missile inbound.
Listen, Trader. Real talk. If we keep this up, someone's not going home. I'll act as a lure. Meanwhile, you shoot down Mr. X.
What?
All right, he grabbed a bait. Time to take him for a ride. Man, this is one stubborn bastard. He's on my tail, but he won't fire. Waiting for the perfect shot, eh? Sorry, stranger, but my boys won't let you have it. Taking fire.
Strider 1, locked on target.
Enough with your air show, Wiseman. You're pushing it.
Oh, Cal, that's sweet. I never knew you cared.
Ammunition zero.
You're all grown up. I'll even let the wisecrack slide.
Hey, I'm being serious here.
Missile.
Strider 1, break.
Missile. Ammunition zero.
Target is in machine gun range. enemy aircraft have been stuck on Cyclops 1 for a while now.
Makes my blood run cold to even think if he came up on my 6. Shit! He's refusing to fire. He wants a sure shot.
Not too bad. I've got his attention. Just wait for your chance.
It's fine.
There's the spirit.
Target is hit.
Nice. Fine. Give him one more.
You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot. He wasn't a bad pilot.
Wiseman! Missile closing!
I'll keep him on me. Just a bit longer.
Shit. Cyclops 1 is down.
Cyclops 1 is down.
Eject already, Wiseman!
I'm sorry, Count. This plane exploded.
Wiseman! Stay strong. We're not done here. Cyclops 2, you've got the lead. Wiseman! Shit! Negative, Cyclops 2. You're the lead. I can't do it. Trigger should take command. The duty is yours. It's impossible. Do it. Damn it. Cyclops 4, form an element. We need our top gun if we're gonna take out that bastard.
We'll go count. Damn, I've only got a trigger's 8, but I can't keep up.
Caution. Caution. Pull up. Caution. Missile.
Taking fire.
Good lord. All we can do is rely on our best pilot now.
Stall warning.
Shit. This guy's too tough.
I don't think I can take him on.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Block.
These guys are way out of my league. I can't even get in close
Stall
to them.
warning. Stall warning.
Strata 1, target acquired. Strata 1, Fox 2.
Now I see why he's the king of the skies. Trigger's our only hope.
Missile. Missile. Stall warning. Missile.
Missile hit.
Damn.
Now go finish the job.
Get Mr. Ricks, Trigger. Shoot it down, Trigger. You can do it. In fact, you're the only one who can.
Stall
My
warning.
radar suddenly turned
Stall
off.
warning.
What is it? Respond.
My data won't update.
My HUD is
Damn
glitching
it.
out.
What was that?
I've lost radar contact. What's up?
Look at the sky. Towards the sun.
What is that?
A star? No. Maybe an explosion?
This is Soul Squadron. Head home. It's not safe to stick around here if we lose our base.
Listen up. We've just lost our real-time connection with Mission Command. It's not just Mission Command. I'm not getting any response from outside our LOS. Farbanti's now under Ocean control. The operation was a success. We didn't get the orders that should have come after the operational success. We'll guide you to the scheduled airport. All aircraft, leave this airspace immediately.
Negative. They've got a debt to pay.
Count, we all feel the same way.
Shit.
So Wiseman died for nothing.
This is a peacekeeping force forward base near Erusian territory. Other Allied aircraft have probably been forced to make emergency landings at other airfields. We don't know much. The mission to capture the capital is nearly complete, but we unfortunately have no intel. The enemy communication satellites are down. and we have confirmed the deaths of several Erusian leaders. But our enemy was smart. They had a similar plan. Our own communication systems were destroyed at approximately the same time. We have no idea when or if they'll come back online. Stand by for further details.
As far as the chaos we find ourselves in these days, it's difficult to say which side pulled the trigger first. Erusia deployed an automatic intercept system with drones. Osea implemented long-range attacks to bypass them. So Erusia decided to sabotage Osea's communications and navigation technology. Erusia couldn't launch a satellite themselves, but they were still able to hack the software of the Osean transmission and navigation systems. Before Osea even noticed, half of their satellites were hijacked. That's when things got ugly. In an attempt to knock out each other's capabilities, both forces launched fighters loaded with anti-satellite missiles at the same time. Only military satellites were targeted. However, their destruction created a debris field in orbit, which wiped out scores of other satellites, both private and government-owned. What kept the world relatively sane up to that point had been free-flowing data and information. But now, those were gone. All that remained was chaos and confusion. Government and civilian broadcasts and transmissions were cut off. The flow of information had ceased. Forces on both sides of the conflict now found themselves unable to communicate with their superiors. Many of the smaller countries annexed by Erusia and yearning for their independence seized the opportunity and started their own uprisings. As for why some of Osea's military decided to break off from the main force and continue on their own, I have no idea. Perhaps there was some sort of dispute over the chain of command. The continent that had once seen wars that were only fought between Osea and Erusia was now full of numerous conflicts between rival leaders vying for power. Insurgencies were everywhere. I even heard a rumor that a group of Osean convicts had rebelled. Rumors. It never ceased to amaze me that even at a crazy time like this, something as trivial as a rumor could find its way here. Communications from corporate were cut off. Apparently, the entire computer network was down. It was a wise decision to make our drones autonomous with AI instead of being radio-controlled. Wise and forward-thinking. Even with their GPS offline, they can still use their sensors to navigate as long as they're working properly. I'm sure the drones are still working perfectly, following their mission orders to the letter. I wish I could upload Mihai's new data to them. But without a connection, I can't upload the software to the active drones. The new ones we're making, though, there should still be enough time to upgrade those before they're activated. I'll be taking the data I've acquired away from the front lines now. Oh, and I'll be taking the girls, too. I told my assistant Masa it was time to get Mihai's granddaughters ready to leave here. She's not much older than the girls, but she has a way about her, and I'm sure she won't have any trouble with them. I saw a plane flying off in the distance. I imagine it was looking for a safer place. The plane had a rose emblem on it.
Erusia's communication networks have been down since their satellites were destroyed. Unfortunately, we are experiencing trouble too. All of Erusia has been affected, and we don't know when things will be back up and running. We're not even sure if this is Erusia's doing. Still, we will follow the strategy that was originally planned, and move on to the next operation after liberating Farbanti. Let's get to it. Since the war began, we've been receiving communications in secret from an officer in the Erusian army.
With the capital under our control, Erusia's radical element is losing support quickly, affecting the balance of power.
HQ is thinking of using the military officer as a way to gain leverage to settle peace negotiations. The officer is currently hiding in the outskirts of Anchorhead Bay, having joined up with support dispatched from the Osean army. The plan is that they'll take a standard vehicle to a rendezvous point at a harbor in the east part of the city, where a helicopter will be waiting.
I would like the new Strider Squadron to provide escort for the officer. Cyclops will remain at the base on standby to serve as defense.
With the communication network currently down in the capital, I very much doubt Erusia will be able to mount a regimented counterattack. However, it is likely that Erusia's intelligence department and the remaining forces who are aware of the officer's movements will interfere. Keep a close eye on the officer and make sure he stays safe. Our victory in Farbanti has given us a golden opportunity to finally end this war. Be safe out there.
Take note that our satellite-based IFF has become unreliable following the recent communications failure. As such, target ID will be done by processing the images from the infrared cameras on your aircraft. Objects will initially appear as unknown on your HUDs, but will be ID'd once you close in on them for a set period of time.
Strider Squadron, you're cleared to taxi.
To the unidentified Osean craft, this is Captain Carl of the Osean Army. Are you here for the escort? You're not the squadron I was expecting. Are you really friendlies? Over.
This is Longcaster. Airborne warning and control system for the Osean Long-Range Strategic Strike Group. Captain Carl, they're on our side.
And those two pilots we've heard about must be here too.
Okay, I hope you're right. Longcaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian army is fighting itself. There's no guarantee the Oseans won't shoot us in this confusion.
We'll image process the unknowns caught in your cams to identify friend or foe. The process will be faster if you get a close-up, well-centered image.
Meanwhile, we just run if they shoot us, right?
Affirmative. Always identify your target before you fire.
It's something I'll never get used to, but tonight has been a total shock. The city under martial law. Gunfire and the roar of jets echoing through the streets.
Give me Strider Squadron's IDs. Oh, and hand me that sandwich. ID'd as Osean forces. This is AWACS for the LRSSG.
Our info has been updated.
Entering the Anchorhead Bay area. Buildings will block your line of sight. Make sure to keep track of your objective.
How this war ends depends on this mission. I'm counting on you.
Understood.
Strider Squadron, identify the unknowns along the route. We have no orders, but we do have ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Roger that. We'll look for our way home.
It's Erusian.
They aren't responding aggressively.
General, if they're conservatives, they'll listen to us. The negotiations were a success, Longcaster. They've opened up a path for us. The more the merrier. What's wrong with drones? Whether you're a patriot or not, you're just too stubborn to change with the times.
ID is Erusian military. Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Friend or foe, so be it!
Target acquired.
The General's vehicle is under attack. There's a vehicle blocking the road. No response to hails. It's the Radicals. There's Lamar! Okay, get this guy off my back! That was a close one. We have to remain vigilant. We made it through the Anchorhead Bay area. We're heading along Highway 208 under the bridge. We're taking the coastal highway at the next ramp.
All right.
The use of drones makes war more palatable. Why don't people realize this?
There's a strict curfew, but people gather at bars and other places to learn what's going on.
It's Erusian military.
Wait. General managed to convince me.
Listen, those that protect General LaBarge are the real patriots. Onward!
Hostile lock on you, Strider 1.
There's a vehicle up ahead. Think it's gonna ask us to pay a toll? Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
We'll go. Let's go.
We archived all the footage that we've shot when the communication networks come back online.
We need to remind everyone that there's no such thing as a clean war.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Pistol, don't let it touch you!
Strider 1, APC destroyed.
It's no good. There's still a car on the road. Just to be safe, we better avoid the highway and head for the warehouse district. Lancaster, we're taking a detour. Don't lose us.
Strider 1, the General's route has changed. pods on his vehicle. Pulling him out of your sight.
Here comes a traitor, Lafargue. This is a wide net they've cast. They really don't want the war to end.
Missile
They
launched.
took out Strider 1.
There's a strict curfew, but people gather at bars and other places to learn what's going on.
Missile.
You guys have opened the trial this morning, leading our country even further into ruin.
Missile.
General managed to convince them.
Listen, those that protect General Lafargue are the real patriots. Onward!
There's a vehicle up ahead. Think it's gonna ask us to pay a toll? Get closer and find out if it's an enemy vehicle.
We'll go. Let's go.
We archived all the footage that we've shot when the communication networks come back online.
It's Erusian military.
We need to remind everyone that there's no such thing as a clean war.
Signs of the clean warfare at the beginning of this war are now gone.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Missile.
Nice work. That takes care of that one. We're heading for the highway. Thanks to you. We got out of paying that toll.
This is AWACS Argus. Those who can hear us are our allies. Your new orders are to dispose of Eduard Lavarth. The Ocean Army officer with you is an imposter.
We're almost at landfill number 7. If we can make it through, we'll be in arm's reach of the rendezvous at Grunder Park. Captain Carl, do you have the means to record this conversation? I wish to explain to you the situation inside Erusia. I'm sure the boys listening upstairs will record it. The open declaration of war, expanding the front lines, was all the work of some young Erusian officers. They were referred to as the Radicals, but there was an unseen force guiding them. It was technology they borrowed from the Melvins. They actually went to war. The performance of the attack drones exceeded their wildest dreams. And they were incredibly clean, which got public opinion and the opportunists within the military on their side. Even manipulated the princess. The Belgian technology advanced UAV research within the Erusian Flight Test Center by at least 10 years. They used the flight data from a former ace pilot to create drone AI, but to us it's no different than magic or alchemy. Airplanes are meant to be flown by human beings. Those of you listening in, am I wrong? We're heading towards Grunder Park. Rendezvous point is the helipad on this man-made island. We'll ditch the car and take the helicopter from there.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
There are members of a military group calling itself the Free Erusians.
This one's mine.
My infantry did. Where did that come from? I'm surrounded by nothing but friendly. No, the attack was an unintentional mistake.
An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling.
Strider 1, target destroyed. Missile launched.
Fire on that vehicle.
The VIP is taking fire. His vehicle stopped. AA gun confirmed destroyed.
They took out Strider 1.
members of a military group calling itself the Free Erosions.
An unknown is blocking our scheduled route.
No response. Got a bad feeling.
Missile.
You've entered the clouds.
Take out Eddie in autonomous mode.
So what? Why are you getting your panties to twist?
Somebody take out those allied planes behind us.
Thanks. We would have been toast.
Captain Carl, we have a new rendezvous point. New coordinates are as follows. 263 Tango 4, 1999 Delta Lima. Rescue team says hostiles are making the area too dangerous.
Well, yeah, don't they know nowhere to safe?
Our capital's fall has led to another power struggle within the emerging military.
Well, it's all gone to hell. Even radio chatters about the Civil War. Radio? You have one in your cockpit? Yeah, ever since my previous squadron. I've got it taped, nice and secure.
We're about to cross Anchor Bridge. There'll be nowhere to hide. The bridge is being blocked off by a tank. This is good. An armored vehicle's behind us. It's a vehicle used by the Erusian forces. Take it out!
Trigger, our VIP is in trouble. Clear the way for it.
That vehicle is one of ours! Cease fire! The info just came through! If a drone is acting suspiciously, shoot it down. Even in a time of war, it was a mistake to create something like the Peel Unit.
So, we've almost reached the container area. Watch out for enemy ambushes.
Understood.
System failures caused friendly fire incidents among Ocean forces. Rumors of penal units turning on their former allies.
ID is Erusian military.
General, we still have drones at our disposal. Explode from these talks. Watch out for the future we build from the high heavens.
Strata 1, target acquired. General's vehicle is under attack. Our VIP is taking fire.
We made it somehow. Try to get off your ass a little faster next time. We're coming up on a tunnel. We'll need to split up until we reach the exit. There's more stealth technology than just UAVs. Faking IFF designations for wonders an astonishing feat. We used it to make drones that resembled Osean fighters. And then to assassinate Harvey and put the blame on enemy fighters. But in the end, Falcon technology only brought chaos to the world.
I can't believe Rose is responsible for Harlan's assassination.
Talking politics? That's new.
Can't ignore a story like that, right, Trigger?
Stall warning. Stall warning. Hold up.
Strata 1, missile launched.
My engine vision! Where did it come from? I'm surrounded by nothing but friendly! No, the attack was an unintentional mistake!
Bad news. Hostile armored forces outside of the tunnel. I'm thinking that we should go say hi before they ruin the General's day.
Missile. 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 Missile.
We're taking heavy fire. Concentrate your fire on the combat vehicle.
This is one of ours.
How'd you last long, Caster? And we're here to help.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Your plane will ice up if we stay in there too long.
We're under attack. happened? Do something!
Fox 2!
We were nearly done. I couldn't have asked for better timing.
Nice. Glad to see the Oceans attacking the radicals.
We've reached the industrial zone. This should be the new rendezvous point. The coordinates are up ahead. Take out any enemies in the surrounding area.
Officers from countries annexed by Erusia have taken multiple groups and declared independence.
While we wait, don't worry. We won't let anybody screw after you.
Almost at the rendezvous, to the rear of the others.
Understood.
The radicals truly believe boosting drone productions will make up for our losses. They shouldn't be taking responsibility for the capital's fall, but instead they're prolonging the war. That is why proper conservatives like myself are moving to regain control. If all goes well, we should be able to sign a truce with Osea quickly. We've reached the rendezvous point. There's the chopper, too.
Who do we turn to in this darkest hour? We need a beacon of light to show us the way. This is the Erusia News Network.
Okay, let's go. We're getting out of here. I've had just about enough of this place. I'd like to offer my thanks to the LRSSG. This should finally bring about a true end to the war.
Understood. Good luck. Multiple unidentified aircraft approaching.
This plane is carrying civilians. We have escort fighters, but we do not intend to engage in combat. Please stand down.
What's going on?
Try to get a little closer. Weapon use is prohibited.
What's going on? Dr. Schroeder!
Whoa. There's a girl on board?
He's not lying about carrying civilians.
No. Unless she's a soldier.
Weapon use is prohibited. We've checked footage. It does seem to be a transport with escorts.
I repeat, this craft is carrying civilians. We are not here to fight.
Dr. Schroeder, tell me what's happening.
I'm sure I don't need to remind you, but do not attack the civilian liaison.
That's the aircraft your grandfather told me about. The one with the scratches.
There it is. The EASA liaison plane. They engage in witchcraft with Belkin technology. They're responsible for leading the military down the wrong path.
Wait, unknown's attacking the girl's plane.
Alma, hold on tight.
Lancaster, permission to engage.
Negative.
What?
They could be Osean fighters. ID them ASAP.
Shit.
That's all we can do.
ID complete. They're Erusian fighters. What the hell is going on?
Stay sharp.
Uh-huh.
Right, I'm shooting him down. Any complaints?
Granted.
Wilco.
Wilco.
How dare you interfere? I'm here to deal with that traitor.
Yeah, good work. Schrader 1 has killed the bandit.
Careful, those guys are good. Wait, you don't think it was Osean big shot too? I managed to catch a glimpse of the 3 strikes.
Don't miss. Aim carefully.
Mine.
What's your fix? Bandit!
No good. Shit. Trigger, ceasefire.
Just how long can you plan on getting in my way?
on your back.
They're in my way.
Bandit destroyed. Well done.
Evading missile.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Nice kill.
Target eliminated.
Good work. All hostile aircraft eliminated. The liaison is safe. Wait.
The escort fighter is... The drive. They're missing the drive.
What the hell? You gotta be kidding me. Liaison escort has a radar lock. They're targeting you guys.
What the hell? We were just helping them.
Erusian aircraft, this is AWACS Lancaster. Do not engage the liaison. Break off now.
Stall warning. Stall warning.
Can you hear me on this channel, Ocean Craft? Those escort aircraft are drones. They are currently being operated autonomously. They are not being controlled by anyone. They are flying on their own volition.
What?
In that case, we have no choice but to shoot the aircraft down.
Unfortunately, yes.
We did what we could.
Missile.
Weapons free.
Missile.
You are cleared to attack the escort.
Wilco. Understood.
Wilco.
Hey, it's not our fault they won't listen to reason. Why build something like that? Whoever did is the king of all dumbasses.
To build something else entirely.
Fox 2.
The MQ-89's launch! Our commands are overridden! They must be accessing it remotely. Which unit is behind this?
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Additional hostiles inbound. Great timing.
Son of a bitch.
Our drones, head this way! No. The escort must have used its remote activation rights to gain more allies. Clever.
I'm on my target's tail.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Strider 1, missile launched. Fox 3. Missile evaded. Five bandits remaining.
Damn it. They don't have the drive they need. The counter-spoiler is fully functional. Here's coming.
Down.
Missile.
4 bandits left.
Missile.
It's not enough to be fully functional.
Strider 1, bandit splash. 3 bandits to go.
There has to be a time that should not function.
Missile. 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 Missile.
They have to put data on it.
Missile.
Target hit. 2 bandits left. Show them what you got.
Missile.
Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Missile.
One bandit to go.
Strider 1, that's what I like to see.
Another story to tell my boy.
Understood. All hostiles have been eliminated. Nice. General's helicopter is flying safely outside Anchorhead Bay. All aircraft, RTB, mission complete.
All hostiles, huh?
General, the Ocean aircraft is here to pick us up. The approaching Ocean aircraft.
Losing his army? Elaborate. They stole our sealed orders.
The VIP.
It should be a piece of cake.
Were you sent by the General Staff? No, we'd like you to send... Missile! I can't!
There are 3 scratches.
What does that mean?
The tail of that plane.
Lancaster, are all of these really unknowns?
It's a state of civil war. The Erusian...
In order to respond to the attack on the base, Cyclops has scrambled after being on standby. We'll head up too, once our planes are ready. Oh, and Labarth is dead.
What did you say?
Apparently, he was shot down by another Osean aircraft after he left the area of operations. I mean, I know it was chaos, but still. At any rate, the sealed order operation has come to a close. We have no idea about a plan for going forward.
All we can do for now is watch our own backs.
What's up with the commander?
He's staying in his room. He's still alive, since we can hear him crying.
The island we went to was supposed to have been secured by the ground forces. They hadn't gotten a handle on things by the time we got there, so now we were stuck in the middle of a half-assed campaign. My job was to get the planes ready for combat, making repairs and handing them over to our troop of cons. Thing is, the enemy still had the hangars. The comms were still down, so none of us knew what the hell was going on. The last transmission I heard before everything went to shit was that some prisoners from an Osean military penal unit rioted and managed to escape. They stole some jets and now they were flying around, taking out their former allies left and right. I wonder if any units like ours were out here, creeping around. Hearing the Osean jets firing at each other overhead chipped away at morale. Since the radio was out, it was quiet. I liked it better that way. All I heard was the gunfire. Here we were, walking around carrying rifles. We were pilots, damn it. Friendly fire will probably kill us. You know things are desperate when the guards that used to lock us into solitary are now telling us it's better we all stick together. I guess they think our odds of surviving this war are better that way. After walking for miles across the battlefield, we came across the wreckage of a plane. Passenger, not military. I knew that rose. It was an Erusian liaison plane. The guards' dogs smelled something and took off. They led us to a cliff. And the bodies.
Today, I lost everything. When Osea attacked our capital, my father, a man who was never really suited to being the king, was killed. I was to be flown out of the war zone to safety, but the plane was shot down by rebels. The entire crew was killed in the crash. Soldiers appeared and one shot at me. My dog went after him and shot him to pieces. He was my best friend. After all those speeches I gave about working together for peace, I thought everyone felt the same as I did. I'm sure the soldier who shot at me knew I was the Princess of Erusia. He was Erusian too. More soldiers have come. Now, there is no one left to protect me. I am so numb, I cannot move. I watch as one of their dogs approaches. It sniffs mournfully at my dead friend. I wonder if it grieves for him as much as I do. I can barely think. I feel weaker by the minute. I don't know who these soldiers are with, but I managed to take a sip of the water they gave me.
How long have you been here?
Somehow, I muster the courage to answer the woman's question. I tell her I've been there 3 days. They gather around me with grim looks on their faces. What would they do if they knew I was the Erusian princess? After searching the cockpit of the plane, the woman who spoke to me before came back to me.
This is an air-to-ground tactical radio. It still works!
I noticed she walked with a limp. She knelt down next to me and asked her companions to give me some food. And then, very softly, she said,
You see, I used to listen to your broadcasts, Your Royal Highness.
Just what did you see here?
Okay, enough talk. Your opinions have all been taken into consideration. Beyond the seizure of Forbanti, which is important, and supporting the Erusian officer. At this point, I just don't know what our strategy is, or what our mission will be. Radio communication is still patchy for both the military and civilians, so we're getting zip from Mission Command about our orders. Still, with countless Erusian forces in the area, it's too dangerous for us to stay around here waiting for a miracle. Now, regarding Count's suggestion to think about self-defense, I think we should make a break for Tyler Island. It was a large Osean base before the start of the war. Count says his previous squadron took part in an operation to seize control of the island. It has the only base that will get us to the space elevator without refueling. It's also a transport facility for supply ships that provide drones and ammo for arsenal birds. For the Osean forces that are looking to reclaim the space elevator, those are two great reasons in its favor. If everything went according to plan, the base may already be in Allied hands when we get there. Though based on what Count told me about the island operation, it won't be easy to seize control.
If the ground troops have managed to open the bridgehead, the transport route to Osea for supply ships should be available.
So much at stake, I can't imagine Erusia just giving it up without a fight. Things could really have gone bad.
Even if there are enemies left, they should be pretty easy to suppress.
I just want to go home, man.
Me too.
With that look on your face, Trigger, I know exactly what you want to
do. If Trigger's ready to kick ass, then so am I.
Damn straight. We're with you, Trigger.
It's decided then. Let's get all the aircraft and haul ass to Tyler Island. Although we can avoid the Arsenal Bird's anti-air network, there's still remnants from the Erusian forces. I want to get to the island without getting into any unnecessary combat. Pick a fast craft and fix it how you want. Pack for a long trip, but remember, if you drag your ass, you'll get left behind.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
This is Tango 2-3, pursued by multiple tanks and APCs.
They'll all go down if we don't pull back the landing craft. It's what? Abandoned Tango 2-3?
Something's not right.
Tango 2-3, we don't have the firepower to assist you. You're on your own.
Please, we need help.
Wagtail is on the Osean landing ship. What's going on? What did you say?
Multiple bogies inbound. Damn it. Prepare for anti-air combat.
This is the AWACS Longcaster. The aircrafts in your area belong to the LRSSG.
Allied aircraft. A retreating vehicle is taking fire. Requesting assistance.
Roger. latest on Tyler Island?
Couldn't be worse. Our forces are scattered and on the run.
They're on the run?
We were waiting for retreaters. We gotta carry them out to safety.
Fox 2.
Thank God! Friendly birds! Cyclops 3. Do me a favor, Longcaster. Many of our allies are cut off. We need support and an escape route.
Understood. We'll do what we can.
Stall warning.
Let's help retreating Osean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Missile.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
There's more over here. The body of civilians. We're part of the fight. Yeah, we're all lined up. If you let them through, no, they're not combatants. Some of them aren't even wearing shoes. I can guess what happened here, but I really don't want to think about it. Yeah, those Russian bastards. It's a blatant war crime. Take photos for evidence. 3 strikes, count to 3, and the enemy's gone.
Our last vehicle has been destroyed. Let's get out of here.
Get out there and do something. Let's get moving. Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point. I don't want to see anyone, hostile or friendly.
Erosion. Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here?
It's all crazy people.
We're down to less than half our vehicle. This isn't looking good. We need help. Bring all the injured.
We're in the middle of a mission to take back the mass driver. The supply ship is in the munitions depot. It's highly combustible.
Pull up. Caution.
We'll send the photograph. We'll head back to HQ soon. Just give us another 30 minutes. The men say they want to at least give the children a proper burial.
Don't pursue too deep. We just need to buy some time. Hold in the bay until operation feeding time. Lure them away from the mass driver.
Our guys even took out the enemy air support. What do we do now?
Strider 3.
Send in the tank!
Allied retreat looks good.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
What signal from Strider 1?
Let's help retreating Osean forces. Take out any hostiles in their area. Don't engage till targets are ID'd.
The boots on the ground don't need more people shooting at them.
Thanks. It's absolute chaos out there. The Erusians are even starting to fight amongst themselves.
Pull up.
Well, now we know what's going on, but shit.
Strider 1, target eliminated.
There's more over here. The bodies of dead civilians. I don't think they were part of the fight. Yeah, we're all lined up.
Missile. Send them away.
No, they're not combatants. Some of them aren't even wearing shoes. I can guess what happened here. I really don't want to think about it. Yeah, the Russian bastard. It's a blatant war crime. Take photos for evidence. They did it. We're moving out. Leave the dead behind. We'll come back to this island one day and send them off properly. It's fine if we take a little damage. I just got the photograph. Head back to HQ. Just give us another 30 minutes.
Missile.
The men say they want to at least give the children a proper burial.
Missile. Missile.
It's no use! Work to the right! Fires has supply ship!
The Erusian ground forces show no sign of letting up. We're taking heavy damage.
Missile.
It's the radicals that shot us in the back. I'll make them pay for this. No use hailing them! They know they're shooting at friendlies!
Missile.
Get closer! You'll never hit them from here!
Tank is destroyed.
3 strikes, count to 3, and the enemy's gone.
Our last vehicle's been destroyed. Let's get out of here.
Let's get moving! Hit the gas and don't let up until we reach the extraction point! I don't want to see anyone, hostile or friendly!
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Don't pursue too deep. We just need to buy some time. Hold in the bay until operation feeding time.
Missile.
I count 12 dead bodies.
Away from the mass driver.
They seem to be upper middle class, but the spaceport's nearby, so they could be researching them as families. Most likely, they were involved with Belka. Our guys even took out the enemy transport. What are we doing now? Put him in the tank!
Allied retreat looks good.
They're Erusian. Jesus, they're firing at each other. Is this the norm around here?
It's all crazy people.
We are in the middle of a mission to take back the mass driver. Supply shipment to the munitions depot. It's highly combustible.
Help me! Gather all the wounded together. Need a landing craft. Many thanks, Forecaster. We didn't have to leave our boys to die.
Understood.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Give me enemy position! God, the artillery fire set a number on my hearing.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
Missile. 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 Missile.
An explosion inside! Fire! Countdown! To the supply ship. To the countdown! We don't even know where we are! There's still one Arsenal bird left. If we can fill it full of bombs, then Erusia will have a fighting chance. Use cameras to track the supply ships. Don't fight with your backs to the supply ship. If it's hit, we're done for.
Missile. Missile.
This whole operation is crazy. Stop whining.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
Missile.
Strider 3, launching missile.
Missile.
Enemy on your back.
Missile. Missile.
All aircraft, search every nook of the island. We're not leaving anyone behind.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Missile away.
Missile. Missile.
Let me slide in on that tail.
It's the Osean military.
Don't they know they're on the same side?
We'll be firing at each other.
This is AWACS Longcaster. We're uploading the latest ID data. Check your TAC terminal.
Hold your fire! Confirmed. These calls from an allied AWACS. Hold your fire! Roger. What are we supposed to believe? Who should we follow?
You guys got out alive. You have time to figure it out.
Missile. Missile.
Wait, multiple bogies from the east.
Their timing tells me they're not here to bring good news.
We need to ID the bogies. Take them down if they're hostile. Understood.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Bogies inbound. Escort fighters, we're counting on you.
Missile.
Should we fire?
Missile.
Even if we're not fired upon?
Missile.
Of course.
Missile.
Chase out the bogies!
Missile.
There's no way there are!
Missile.
Almost there!
Missile.
Commence Operation No Return! These are unguided. Stay on course.
Strider Squadron, you're near an armada of bogies. Identify them. Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Caution. Pull up. Missile. Missile.
Target acquired.
Missile.
Identification complete. It's Erusian bombers and their escorts.
Missile.
Count's prophecy has come true. Take out all bombers. They'll flatten our allies.
Plenty of civilian casualties as well. Precision bombing is impossible in these conditions. Maybe they know they can't. We're gonna drop them all.
Draw the enemy's attention here.
Missile.
Trigger, boss, get over here quick.
Missile. 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 Missile.
Enemy on your back.
The bombers are nearing the island. We're running out of time. Strider 1, Fox 3.
If you're a rebirth, remember the faces of those who pushed for more.
Launch control, this is Flight Leader. All systems ready. We are go for launch.
This is launch control. The enemy is closing. Confirm launch readiness.
Affirmative. This is our last chance for Operation Meeting Time.
Launch control. Roger that.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Grenade locked on.
More bombers approaching. Intercept them now.
You went into the cloud. Lost them. Grenade Fox 2.
Only half the bombers remain. We can't let even one get away. Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Missile. Missile.
Intercept those bombers. Strider 1, missile launched. Bomber confirmed destroyed. Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Locked on.
Missile.
All enemy bombers have been destroyed.
We did it.
Continue with your mission.
Try to save your ammo. Lure them in and then fire at once.
Damn it, they're too good. Are they really from Osea?
Locked on, Bandit.
Ammunition 0.
Special weaponry depleted. Missile evaded.
Bring the anti-tank missile. Hit that heavy armor at the front line. Don't stop.
Missile. Missile.
Missile away.
Each other out. Our only allies are the Russian government forces. Don't mistake them for rebels.
We're down to less than half our vehicles. This isn't looking good. We need help. Bring all the injured.
Hey, you. Dumbass with the scratches on his tail. Hear me? I need you to help some people. There's a group of refugees surrounded by Erusian tanks right here. Today, their future's not looking too bright.
This is a secure military line. Who is this?
Me. You can call me the Scrap Queen.
Lancaster, she's an ally. Trigger and I'd know that voice anywhere.
That voice. So you're still breathing, Sir Count.
Here, let me have a word. Hey, it's been a while. I had a feeling the two of you were still alive. Remember, stick with Trigger and you'll make it.
We have a bit of intel for you. We'll share it if you can help us refugees.
Ammunition 0.
Count me in.
That's right.
Echo 13. All hostiles are down.
Understood. This is our last chance. We'll see how far we can go.
We've destroyed all of the targets. All bogies should be ID'd now. Mission complete. Okay, Scrap Queen. Send us the target coordinates.
I'm thinking about how I do that.
Don't you have a laser target indicator?
Why would she?
Okay, listen. If you see this again at the doorstep, not me. Wait, you moron!
Missile. Missile.
Wait! What are you doing, dumbass?
Stall warning.
Here! Attack right here!
Lancaster, we've confirmed the location of the flare.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile. 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 Missile.
You're low on missiles.
Missile.
Nice job! The enemy
Why do you sing that song? Everyone knows it. No other reason.
Enemy on your back. Hurry. Get moving.
They're not refugees. They're criminals.
Roger that. Make them stop singing!
Damn it.
That's them. All aircraft, we just updated your threat matrix via data link. Take out those targets.
Don't miss. We don't want to hit the pretty ladies down there.
Missile.
Hurry!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strider 1, target destroyed. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you. Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Nice job. The enemy tanks are toast. I don't think I could even do anything with that scrap.
Missile. Missile.
Why do you sing that song?
Missile. Missile.
Everyone knows it. No other reason.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Missile.
I have a solid lock.
Missile.
Hit on bandit confirmed.
That takes care of them. No civilian casualties. Nice going. Do you hear the singing?
Begin turbo countdown. Pressure stable. Cooling system is on.
Farcaster, a promise is a promise. Here's the intel. I heard it from an Erusian soldier that defected. The supply ships will be launched soon.
Yeah, that is valuable information.
That doesn't sound good.
But can it be trusted?
Not sure. Heard it from a man who said he wanted to atone for his sins. Up to you to trust him or not.
Understood. Good luck.
Releasing safety. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6,
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Launch. 1, 2, 3. The mass driver is accelerating.
The supply ships have been launched from the mass driver. If the supply ships make it to the Arsenal bird, they'll be able to resupply it. They may be loaded with new weaponry that we don't even know about. We have no choice but to take down the supply ships before they can get within the Arsenal bird's air defense network. You've got to hurry or you're not going to make it. 3 minutes to the enemy's air defense network. All aircraft, remain on high alert. We got bandits incoming on radar.
Missile.
You're gonna have to forget about it for now. Focus on destroying that supply ship first.
Sitting ducks like this.
Let the supply ship get too far away, we'll never be able to catch it. I'm usually pretty good. These guys have a head start.
Now I'm looking for them.
The supply ship's in the clouds. We can't find it.
Did you see that explosion? Looks like that's one of them down.
Remember, there are 2 supply ships out there. Hurry up and shoot the other one down. We've recalculated the remaining time.
Do they really think they can continue to dodge?
90 seconds to the enemy's air defense network.
Don't lose them!
Strider 1, missile launched.
Missile.
60 seconds remain.
Missile.
Hope you're all enjoying the pretty fireworks. If this thing had any windows, we could have seen it for ourselves. Nice work, team.
We're gonna find ourselves a boat and leave this island. We'll be taking the refugees, along with any deserters from the Erusian military.
Who's the girl that ran at the tanks with the smoke canister? A few more crazies like her and life down there may have been a tad bit easier.
you think would have happened to those refugees if you hadn't intervened? The princess saw what happened. They were little kids.
That's why I like the sky. You don't have to see those types of things.
Does this mean we're that much closer to ending the war?
No, we just basically prevented it from going on forever.
Count's right. We have no choice but to return to our original base. Our base that is nearly out of food and fuel. We need to do something.
Good. Take a seat. Everyone's here. All right. Good work in sinking the supply ships. Not to mention saving the refugees. However, we're in no position to start celebrating. Even the commander here is starting to fray from the stress. Can't say I blame him. Now, Tyler Island is in a state of complete anarchy. This base isn't safe either. The faces you see around you are the only friends we've got. Take a good look.
We found a boat, then sailed away from the island. We had to. We didn't belong there. The new guy's name was George. I noticed when the anarchist said his name, he said it with a thick Belkan accent. How did you know that he was from Belka?
Well, both my parents were from Belka, so...
You never told me that. They say that Belkans are known for their conspiracies.
That's just a stereotype. Now, I simply stated my honest opinion and was thrown in jail for it.
The princess sat there looking miserable. That was a dumbass stunt she pulled back there, but it got us on this boat. Take a look at that. This ship is heading for a single rope that's hanging down from the sky. Do you know how far the end of that rope reaches?
Outer space.
No. It is a direct connection to the very potential of mankind itself. Or at least it was until war erupted.
It's my strong belief that the rope might be connected to a very distant, faraway source of great conflict and strife. Even long before the war, the whole world started falling apart once Harling began trying to build it. I often wonder what was going through Harling's mind when he was trying to destroy the very thing that so many people were sacrificed in order to create.
Sacrificed? What do you mean?
Have you seen all of those countless old space shuttles on Tyler Island that are no longer in use?
Yeah. I always thought of them as a good source of scrap. They're an obsolete technology that was abandoned during the construction of the space elevator. Which would mean that if the space elevator was destroyed, it would be that much harder for mankind to reach the stars. Until we find another way.
But even then, Harling still went ahead and tried to destroy it. At the cost of his own life.
That's not the way I heard it. What I heard was that he sacrificed himself to protect the tower from an incoming missile.
Oh, I was told he tried to fly his ship into the tower in order to destroy it.
I wonder which story is true, Your Royal Highness.
I don't know. Looking at it objectively, it's reasonable to believe that Harling had both options before him.
When it comes to which one you think he took, I guess it's like a mirror.
Yes, it is. It's like a mirror looking into your own soul, based on whichever choice you believe it was. At the moment, though, I can only see darkness. I think that thing should be destroyed.
It's time for the briefing. Although, since we don't have any contact with HQ, it's not like this is an official mission. Anyway, it looks like the seizure of Tyler Island and the relief from Osea have been postponed. In the meantime, we just have to do what we can to survive. Since losing its capital city of Ferbanti, Erusian forces have separated into smaller, autonomous factions. It looks like Erusia's largest force and leading faction will pass through the area around this base. The space elevator is significant to them, so they're probably heading there.
Should we intercept?
Why? I doubt they're gonna start a fight now.
Our top priority should be to get home. Let's go already.
Yeah. It's not like we have the supplies, power, or even a real reason to put up a fight. But what are we going to do if they bring the fight to us? We need to be ready to push them back. If we head inland from here towards Erusia, there's an old castle that's been converted into a stockpiling base. Shalaji Castle. It's currently occupied by some of the Erusian forces that broke off, but we need ammo and fuel. They appear to have converted a freeway into a runway, so we can expect them to have the capacity for air combat. But they'll be easier to handle than Erusia's lead faction. While we can't use all our aircraft to attack, the transport carrying the stolen supplies needs support. Okay, Strider Squadron. You head out first, and neuter the dogs at the stockpiling base. Rendezvous with Cyclops Squadron, who will bring the transport. Then we bring the supplies back to this base.
Got it.
Aircraft are our only threat.
Sounds good.
We'll make it. We're all gonna fly home. Together.
Strider Squadron, aircraft prep complete. You're cleared to taxi.
No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target. We've set a number of priority targets, focusing on their anti-aircraft weaponry. Okay, team, get to work.
Target locked. Unidentified aircraft, not sure if friend or foe.
Target destroyed by
Fire anyway. We don't have time to be wondering if they're friendlies or not.
So, capture this base and take the fuel and supplies. That's the plan, right, Trigger?
You take if you want to live. That's how it was where I grew up.
I was just double-checking mission orders, Ocean.
Our anti-air guns are destroyed. Abandon and fall back to our rear position. Retreat! Hurry up with takeoff preps.
There are more vehicles along the road. They don't appear to be military. They're Erusian refugees. They must be fleeing since the conflict got worse.
Unidentified aircraft. Identify at once. Roll open fire.
Confirmed destroyed.
What are you talking about? They already are firing on us. The enemy's confused.
I know. We're all out of ammo. Don't give up. We're not going to lose our country again.
So what's this faction split from the Erusian military?
The autonomous state of Shalaji used to be a nation. The region has always leaned towards independence. Those who want to restore their homelands flocked. Apparently, their core consists of officers from Vaslij, which neighbored Shalaji.
Are they our enemies?
They're our enemy's enemy, but not our friends.
The resistance is strong. They seem pretty desperate.
They're bombing us. We're unable to use the SAMs.
Trigger is splashed.
Stop me!
Target locked. Strider 1, target destroyed.
Don't stop the car. It'll make us an easier target.
Strider 1, Fox 2.
They have 4 aircraft. More planes incoming. Fire more missiles. We don't have enough AA weapons.
Locked on.
We're coming up on the castle.
Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies.
Shit. I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
Strider 1, target destroyed.
That's Shalaji Castle.
They're here already. They can pay for looking into our scouts.
Missile.
Take in both civilians and refugees without discrimination. Get away from the stone buildings and take shelter somewhere sturdier or underground. Drop where you are and cover your head if you hear jet engines. We have missiles.
Strider 1, target acquired.
Targeting our anti-aircraft weaponry. Taking out more than half. There are 4 enemy aircraft, but one is causing us the most grief.
I heard about 3 strikes when I was in the east. Let's see what we can hear.
Target is in machine gun
Sam is
range.
out! We're running out of ways to strike back!
Vehicle confirmed destroyed.
Break it down!
Hostile has a lock.
None of our units are able to communicate over the comms.
Target is down.
We've lost more than half of our forces. The battle won't last much longer. Let them have our lives. As long as our nation stands, the young will carry on.
Locked on, Bandit.
Missile inbound. Drinking.
Everything's on fire!
Target acquired. New hostiles. All aircraft confirmed.
This town is of high cultural value. It's unfortunate we had to bomb it like we did.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about. Missile away.
Damage report!
Missile.
Hit on Bandit confirmed.
AA destroyed! We're setting ducks!
Missile.
Cancel takeoff.
Missile.
Hold Stand by.
Missile.
Negative. This battle zone is not going to get up there. Along with hope of restoration. Don't worry. As long as we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily.
Missile.
Their interceptors are in the air.
All right. Missile.
Getting to takeoff speed inside the tunnel is insane.
Caution. Pull up.
Soul Squadron airborne. Shoot the invaders out of our skies. Good luck, Soul Squadron.
Understood. You are in violation of Shalaji airspace. Turn around and we'll be forced to shoot you down.
This is the Osean Long Range Strategic Strike Group. Land immediately and hand over your planes and base to us.
Missile.
You must be the snowbirds.
Missile.
It's absurd for you to be talking so tough after losing one of your leaders at Levante.
You bastard!
Missile.
You defile this country.
Missile.
As long as you're here, this country will never know peace. Shit.
Missile evaded.
Stall warning. Stall warning. Missile. Missile. Missile.
Target acquired.
Locked on.
Watch two!
Warning, enemy has a beat on you. Missile away.
Ammunition 0. Missile. Missile. Missile.
Strider 2, check your sigs. Missile inbound. Jinking. What the hell do you know about Wiseman?
Locked on Bandit.
Stall warning.
Let's finish him before King gets here.
Stall warning. Missile.
I'm out! Ejecting!
Missile. Missile. Missile.
I hope he's okay.
Missile.
Bailing out under those conditions.
Missile.
I can see his parachute.
Missile.
Let's pray he makes it to safety.
3 to go. Don't let them work together. Back up trigger.
Missile.
Welcome.
I know.
Missile.
Roseman hit. He's ejected. Damn. We can't even last long enough to buy ourselves some time.
A miss, as expected, but a lucky shot would be boring.
Some kind of
Stall
energy
warning.
weapon. No, it's a
Stall
railgun.
warning.
Strider 1, you have a
Stall
bogey
warning.
approaching at high speed. Bearing 090, straight from the east. High-speed projectile launched enemy aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky.
We can still help you.
Missile.
Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I'm not that person.
Yeah. Muscle Squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
Get closer.
Hey, look at the color of that flame.
Yeah, that's the flames of hell.
Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. The rest form a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. Welcome. Might just cost us our lives.
Missile.
Enemy on your back.
Missile. Missile. Missile.
Someone to guide us. And I can't think of anyone other than you. Being together with Mihai taught me something. What do you think of that?
Stall warning.
Fighters don't belong.
Stall warning.
They have no place in the cosmos of the skies. And they're what the Velocity Air Force should be fighting against.
Missile. warning.
System power at 50%.
Strider 1, Fox 2. Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of your pilots is also fighting alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then, to see if he's truly worthy. Locked on.
Smash those missiles right into the ground.
Does this guy have a death wish?
Hey, this just seems like another ordinary day for him.
100%. Targeting correction, 0.8 degrees. Positional precision.
Railgun is firing again. Bad news. Its accuracy is increasing with each shot. Take it down as quickly as possible. Target was not struck.
Cooldown complete. System power at 50%.
Railgun has been fired.
Beyond the limits of machine assistance, I see. You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot.
Strider 1, target acquired.
System power at 50%. Warning, manual targeting engaged.
Minimize the damage even when he's hit.
Strider 1 has been hit. I can't reach him. Lost radar contact. High-speed projectile launch from the aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. I can still help you. Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I am not that person.
Hostile Legion squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
80%.
Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. Rest form a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. Welcome. Might just cost us our lives.
Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack.
That bastard's moving in a way that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing those missiles until you blow them to pieces.
Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of your pilots is also fighting alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then, to see if he's truly worthy.
Strider 1 has been hit. Are you alright?
He's flying, but if he takes another hit, it's a miracle you're not in a million pieces.
Hey, look. It's like the sky's been sliced wide open. The experimental unit lost maintenance on the decoy.
Someone to guide us. Wait, I can't think of anyone other than you. Being together behind tells me something. Drone fighters don't belong to that. They cover the cosmos of the skies. And they're what the Legion Air Force should be fighting against.
System power at 50%.
Missile 0. Missile.
Target was not struck.
Star warning. Star warning. Missile.
Not bad. This weapon is not enough to take down 3 strikes. This aircraft is my body. If they are not enough, then I must put my soul into it. There are pilots like you in every
Warning, enemy has a beat on you.
Strider 1 was shot down.
High-speed projectile launch from the aircraft.
I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. We can still help you. Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I'm not that person. Mihai.
Stall warning.
Hostile team squad infiltrating. Those fighting the foe advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
90%.
Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. No good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. The rest form a perimeter to catch missiles through. Welcome. Might just cost us our lives.
Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack.
That bastard's moving in a way that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing those missiles until you blow them to pieces.
Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own?
That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also fighting alone.
He's not alone. Look around you.
Stall warning.
I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then, to see if he's truly worthy.
Hey, look. It's like the sky's been sliced wide open. The experimental unit probably made themselves a toy.
Someone to guide us. I can't think of anyone other than you. Being together with Mihai taught me something. Drone fighters don't belong with the world. They witness the cosmos of the skies. And there with the forces that use the Air Force should be fighting against it.
The railgun is firing again.
This weapon is not enough to take down 3 strikes. This aircraft is my body. If they are not enough, then I must put my soul into it. There are pilots like you in every generation. And I felled every last one of them.
Bad news. Its accuracy is increasing with each shot. Take him down as quickly as possible.
Fox 2. You're almost there. Not bad.
It's a hit. The unidentified aircraft is going down.
You got him. Trigger has splashed a bandit.
Can you hear me? Pilot with the 3 strikes. This was all due to my ego. I unleashed pure chaos upon this world, just so I could keep my wings. Put a stop to the drone production.
Is this a message to Trigger? What does it mean?
I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing. I just don't know what.
No Osean forces are in the region ahead. No allies here. No need to ID your target.
The resupply went well. We should be okay on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. Luckily, the rumor that the Erusian army is advancing nearby is only a rumor. There's no sign of them from the skies. Rumors, rumors, rumors. This is what happens when you lose communications. But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the X-02 Wyvern. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusia had a lot up their sleeves. Apparently, they were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger couldn't shoot it down? Just thinking about it gives me chills. We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. But it looks like everything's loose now. Solid chain of command, rest periods after sorties, a battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion. Feels like a distant dream. Now, just how the hell are we gonna get out of this mess?
When we got to the mainland, we found the space elevator's support facility. I guess this was the factory where they built the gigantic structure the elevator traveled in. There was this little girl sitting in front of a mural. When the princess saw her, she shuddered like she'd seen a ghost. The girl had a stuffed animal. This was the day after the shit went down at Tyler Island. She walked right up to the princess, took her hand, and led her into the factory. One thing's for sure, they knew each other. The factory'd been converted to a production line for Erusian drones. It was fully automated and chugging along, making drone after drone after drone. Once they got inside, the princess stopped and just stood there. Another girl was there with a man in a lab coat. He was trying to use his keyboard, but she wouldn't let him. She took a data chip and threw it on the ground. Then she walked over to us and took the gun from the prison guard's holster. She pulled the trigger and destroyed the chip. Later, I found out that the girl with the gun and the one with the stuffed animal were sisters. They were also the granddaughters of Mihai A. Shalaji, the legendary pilot. Gramps used to talk about him. He said Mihai was the top ace from 2 wars ago. Know any Belkins? Because this guy was a Belkin, and they love to stir shit up. Pitting nations against other nations is a particular favorite of theirs, along with developing hyper-advanced technology.
That's right. I'm Belkin, born and raised. My country is gone now. Rather than surrender to its enemy, Belka detonated 7 nuclear weapons on its own soil. My people scattered around the globe, living in the shadows of other countries. We had a new purpose: to breed wars. The theory was that through war, we could achieve our destiny and our revenge. I had just finished inputting Mihai's data when his granddaughter came in. She destroyed the only copy I had of the information I squeezed out of him. The girl loved Mihai. No one knew more than her just how hard I pushed her grandfather for that data, how much I made him sacrifice in the process. I promised his granddaughters that his efforts were not in vain, that it could end this terrible war. But in the end, it only caused more chaos and despair. We were responsible for all this damage, all this tragedy. Now, we were going to pay for it. The Erusians, once our allies, would see to that. I had lost the drive to continue my work, even before I noticed Mihai's granddaughters eyeing me with suspicion that one day. I should have stopped then, for all our sakes. Mihai's granddaughter tossed the gun aside. She said if she resorted to killing, she'd just end up like the rest of us. And by us, she meant everyone, including the princess. Like me, The princess was afraid to look into the girl's eyes. She knew that by encouraging her people, she kept the war going. Mihai and his granddaughter were victims of it, and now they too were paying the price.
Is this for Belka? Or for Erusea? My grandfather had only one wish, to continue soaring through the endless skies. That was the only place where he felt alive. But I don't even have a country to call home, let alone the sky. The Black Forest, the lake, they are no longer mine. Even though those lands were once cherished by my late mother. We have to learn to put that sense of nostalgia behind us and behave like mature adults.
My homeland. She's right. It feels so far away now. The woman with the rifle approached me. She was focused on more pressing issues.
I checked the computer. All of the data on the legendary Ace had already been installed.
No, I pulled it before it was completed. However, there are 2 aircraft that are already scheduled to be manufactured based on that data.
We must destroy the factory.
This isn't the only one. There are more facilities just like it, and the 2 planes containing the data will be manufactured at one of those facilities.
So, this place runs on solar power that the space elevator generates, right? How about the others? We can destroy the space elevator and cut the power to them. First things first, let's take this one out.
I'll show you which locations to target.
I stood there, thinking about that mural by the factory's entrance. Harling commissioned it to be painted. I realized that in the background, behind the dancing figures, the artist had painted several space elevators. I understand now. The space elevator wasn't designed to exploit Erusea after all.
Good. And afterwards, we'll bring down the space elevator itself. No matter why it was built, right now, it's the root of this chaos.
I wonder.
Yes?
I wonder which path you would choose when looking at Harling's mirror.
Let's get the briefing started.
We've done enough air operations. Just let us go home.
There's no path for us to get home. Whatever direction you fly, it'll be right into a hail of enemy fire. Earlier, we received a communication via the partially restored General Network. Here is what it contained. Apparently, the Erusian radicals have gathered around the space elevator, as it's a source of energy. Give the warmongers a powerful energy source, and you give them the luxury to keep on fighting. In response to this, people from both Osea and Erusea have joined forces, and will take down the final Arsenal bird in a saturation attack from the air and the sea. Once that's achieved, they'll take the space elevator from the aggressors.
Has the source been verified?
It could be fake. I hear you. Take a look at what's written at the end. Hey, dumbass. If you want to bring the world back from the brink, go to the lighthouse. You can see the future.
Dumbass? Sounds familiar.
It certainly does. It's from those guys we met in Tyler Island. The 444 Squad. It's a message to all those looking to end the war. But I also think it's a message for Trigger.
Guess we'll do what it says.
Okay. Well then, I'm thinking we go roast that damn bird.
Looks like we're all on the same page. It's time to end this war. Time to fly, guys. Let's go get that arsenal.